The Toyota Century is the Rolls-Royce of Japan. This thing typically costs around $150,000 to begin with. Now, you can import them into America, but we've never seen this vehicle offered for sale as a new car here. It was the only Toyota ever to actually feature a V12. Rumors out of Japan have been gurgling about a Century SUV to follow in the footsteps of the Regal Cullinan and Bentayga. Toyota's actually unveiling the new Century SUV next week. Let's get into it. Over at the Toyota newsroom, September 6th. Now, I will actually be in Baltimore, so I can't reveal this car, and it's happening at 1:30 a.m. Maybe I wake up really early on a Wednesday, the 6th, to give this to you guys. So definitely stay tuned. I'll bring it to you no matter what. I just don't know when I'll be able to get to it. We have a teaser image, and this is a chauffeur vehicle. The cab driver is wearing gloves because God forbid you get lower people's fingerprints on your car. So very classy, high-end luxury, now in the form of an SUV. The Century, for the first time ever that I'm getting an SUV feel. Now, I could break down this image, but actually Best Car, this month's magazine, they are the best at predicting designs. They nailed the Prius. They nailed the GR Corolla pretty much. They nailed the Prado. And now they've pretty much nailed the Century. This is more than likely what it's going to look like. Now, we have those parallel lights in the back that is very Genesis-like, if you ask me, which isn't a bad thing. But this thing, looking at its stature, looks like a Cullinan fighter for sure. Now, we have Century typed out on the bottom. I don't know what to think about this color. This is not an official color. All we know officially, it will be available in black. They said price is expected to be around 20 million yen. We know the Century sedan is about 150,000 US dollars. Now they're saying that this is going to be a little bit cheaper. 20 million yen is only $137,000. How can they make an SUV Century even cheaper? They are reusing parts from the Lexus TX and the Toyota Grand Highlander. They're shipping these parts. Well, my sources are saying anyways, they're shipping these parts from Indiana across the United States, across the Pacific Ocean to Japan to help assemble this vehicle. So it's not going to be a rear-wheel drive vehicle. It is based off the K platform, just like the Grand Highlander and the Lexus TX. And that's how they keep prices down, essentially. So back to here. So what kind of powertrains are we expecting? Well, 100% happening. I know 100% without a shadow of doubt. They're putting the 3.5 liter plug-in hybrid V6 in it. Made it to a CVT with an e-axle on the back. It's the exact same powertrain as the Lexus TX 550h. Plus, you have an 18.1 kilowatt hour battery. Should be good for around 30 miles of range. You'll have 406 horsepower out of this. 0 to 60 is probably in around 5 seconds. This thing is going to be smooth as heck. If you missed my Crown review, that vehicle was smooth. One of the smoothest internal combustion cars I've ever driven. This is going to take it to the next level, and that's exciting because we'll see this powertrain also in the Lexus TX, but the TX won't have this level of build quality. It will not have this level of insulation from the outside, and it will not have this level of interior, and it will cost maybe $50,000 less as a result, right? Interestingly, there will also be a battery electric variant coming in 2026. Could that mean we could see a battery electric variant coming for the TX in 2026? I absolutely do not think so, because there will be a 3-row Lexus crossover that's battery electric from the ground up called the TZ. So don't think that the TX will be getting BEV variant anytime soon. Could we expect this vehicle to come to America? No, unless they want to badge it as a Lexus. I just think selling a $150,000 Toyota SUV in here makes no sense. It makes sense as a Lexus, absolutely, to be the new flagship of the brand, but doesn't make sense as a Toyota. Still, don't think they would bring it here even as a Lexus, unfortunately, even though it would be an amazing fighter to the Cullinan and Bentayga. Toyota just won't do it. I'm almost positive. If we look at the interior of current previous Centuries, this thing is a VIP machine. Lots of high-end materials, from the design on the roof to the high-end hand-knitted sunshades to the wood. adornments around the vehicle, to the high-end speaker grills, to the screens everywhere in this. I have a couple of different interior options, I think, as well. If we look at this is an older Crown, probably with the V12. You had the pass-through for the passenger to stick his feet through. If it came to America, it would be left-hand drive, and that pass-through could be on the other side, but not in today's day and age. Just don't see that happening. We also have cloth interior, if I didn't mention, but it's kind of fuzzy cloth everywhere. Everything in here is fuzzy cloth, which means it's going to be very well insulated from sound, and it's almost like a recording studio. At the bottom here, we have like these little green and white flowers. At first, I thought it was a stain, but that's embroidered into the carpet. Tons of buttons here for climate control. Obviously, this is an older technology, but it's cool to see headphone control, moving the seat controls, heated and ventilated seat controls, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And you have this tiny TV with this big old remote that has its own little place in there with this cherry wood. Love it, love it, love it. All right, moving on. This is more of a modern Crown. I think this is around 2018 model year when they moved to the 5-liter V8 hybrid. We saw this powertrain actually in a Lexus here in the United States in the LS 600HL in the early, especially should I say the late 2000s. I actually reviewed one of those once if you want to see my review on it. That thing was fast. Anyways, pretty nice interior, but this looks really outdated in my opinion and not nearly as classy as what we see here. Let me know down below if you want the Century SUV to come to America as a Lexus. They wouldn't keep the badges. You know why? Because they didn't even keep the badges for the lesser Crown. So that's what I want to see. I want to see a Century SUV as a Lexus flagship stateside to be a more reliable and a more budget-minded option compared to the Bentayga and Cullinan. In other Toyota news, the Sequoia is getting a nightshade on the limited package, which is going to black out a lot of the accents. I don't have pictures, but this is for 2024, mind you. And the Platinum, just like the Tundra for 2024, is also getting the TRD off-road package, so it has a rear locking diff in that setting or in that trim level. But really, there's not a lot of other big updates for 2024 for the Sequoia. Just felt like sharing that. Over in Japan, I think it was on Tuesday, all of their plants shut down. Their ordering system for their just-in-time lean manufacturing system, that went down. So they couldn't order parts to build cars. So they lost out on around 13,000 vehicles of production, which I think it's over $320 million of revenue that they lost out with the plant being down. They don't know why their ordering system shut down. They don't think it's cybersecurity issues, but I felt like sharing that. I will be heading to Japan in October, not to the Motomachi plant or other manufacturing plants. That will have to be a different trip, but I'm going to the Tokyo Motor Show where I'll see the Century SUV, for example, as well as the full Crown lineup and any other battery electric vehicles or cool stuff that they unveil there, as well as Hondas, as well as Mazdas, Suzuki. I want to see the Jimny in person, never seen it. So there's just so much stuff I can't wait to share at the Tokyo Mobility Show or the Japan Mobility Show. But I'm going to shut down there. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe for more. Make sure you don't miss my reveal of the Century on Wednesday, the 6th. Early in the morning. I'll try to get it out to you before I start driving the new redesigned Hyundai Kona. But all right, shutting it down. Thank you guys. Smash the like button if you haven't. Subscribe for more. Have a great day and peace.